Does your iRacing car currently look like it was sponsored by Minecraft paint and poor decisions? Well, good news. Race Wrap Guy can fix that. With real-world NASCAR wrap design experience, Race Wrap Guy creates clean, aggressive, professional custom wraps that actually look like they belong on a Sunday broadcast instead of the back row of a rookie lobby. And because we like y'all, listeners of the Cool Down Lap podcast get $10 off any iRacing wrap. Just mention the podcast when you order. And if you've got a real race car that needs to look fast even when it's sitting still, you'll get $100 off any real race car wrap too. Same deal. Just mention the Cool Down Lap podcast. So stop showing up to the grid looking like a rolling yard sale and let Race Wrap Guy make your car look like it actually belongs there.
The checkered flag has flown and the race is over. Now we're going to rant about it because, believe me, we got a lot to rant about. My name is RB Turner and I am here with my co-host. Say your name, Colby.
Colby.
He's Kolby Peterson. And we're here with last night's Amp Racing League Cup Series winner, Steven Laskowski, takes it at Watkins Glen. What's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
It was about time one went your way, huh?
Yeah. I'm
usually
not
you give
the
it to
lucky
somebody
one.
else.
I was gonna say, usually you're the one with a penalty or something dumb that kind of takes you out of it.
Usually.
but that's not to say that he almost didn't give it away because he, those last couple laps, I seen you try to give it away there at the end.
Yeah.
I seen you hit that wall and you say, you guys can have it, bam. And then, they was like, well, we don't really want it, so we'll just give it back to you.
Yeah, man, I had to.
It's like a Jaguars football game.
Yeah, I had to have roast those tires there at the end. I had to have. Yeah. I didn't even look at what they were, so I don't even know what they were.
I used mine up too, and I
can't imagine what it was like going fast, but so I put tires on. I did it at the stage, right? Stage break. I put tires on, and I clicked over in my black box and looked over, and I was like, huh. Like my right front was at 96, my left front was at 88, my rears were both in the low 90s. I was like I know I'm running 2 seconds slower than everybody else, but I probably didn't need tires.
Yeah, no, you could have ran 2.
But I was also 2.5 to 3 seconds slower than you guys were. So
yeah, I think that first run, my left front was down to 43.
I did not get that low. I was in the 80s. So
you don't count, RB. You don't count.
Well, I kind of count.
No, you don't. You save tires everywhere.
Not on road courses. I can't do it on a road course. It's not my gig. But I mean, I picked up on a couple little things that,
right?
Honestly, Steven has taught me that I've gotten better. But yeah, not Steven.
So, Steven, you ran. I mean, you had the lead for a little bit at the beginning of the second stage, if you will. But you largely ran second, third, the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah,
a couple of them other boys pretty well had you covered.
Yeah, qualified second, and then me and Aaron played pretty much chicken going into the bus stop.
I saw that.
I hit a little too much curb, so I had to get on the brakes because I didn't want to wash up into him. So I kind of gave him the spot, and then I was just trying to track him down from there.
That was got one of those, what'd they say? Who's got the bigger kahunas?
Yeah, pretty much. And we both went in there together, so.
That I don't remember those inside curbs being that rough.
Yeah, ever since they did
I don't
the
think
update,
they used to be.
It's because even the inside curb's different.
It's that
one was spinning a lot of people out.
The entry to the bus stop,
third one,
that right-hander, the
that
entry, there used to be the red, yellow, blue curb going in there.
Yeah,
and it was it was serrated but relatively smooth. I mean, all things considered, right? But if you hit, I want to say you could hit about half of the first left in the bus stop. You could hit about half of it and not upset the car. But if you got more than half of it with the left front, you bounced all the way through the bus stop.
Yeah. You pretty much nailed it on the head there. You could get halfway on the 2 inside ones, and then the final one you could
drive all of it.
Yeah. But really, if you hit them like that, you really can't even get on the gas. You just kind of gotta let the car settle and then go. But you could tell a couple guys, I think K-Spear and Moquin, it was identical to how they spun and hit the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they hit that second inside one, it was like they hit it with the whole car, and their car just kind of jumped a little bit and just threw their car completely sideways. I did the same thing in practice, and I was like, well, I know not to do that.
I did it in practice like 17 times.
Well, you see, I learned from my mistakes. That's the difference between me and you.
Ran 27 laps in practice, and I had to reset at the bus stop 17 times. So
I could not figure out that bus stop, man. I was like 20 miles an hour slower than everybody.
Which is crazy because it, like, if you watch the race back, it looks like everyone's flying through it.
They are, especially the guys that were flying through it.
But and even like when you go back and watch your own practice stuff, like it seemed like you were getting through it pretty good. But when you were in the car, it felt like you were crawling. At least that was how it like. And when I was in my car, it felt like I was crawling through there. And like I looked down, I was like, I'm still doing like 96 miles an hour. Like that's not that bad.
Well, I know that I was going through it, and I can't remember who was behind me, but they were like a football field away. And as I'm going in, and I feel like I'm doing relatively good. It might have been Steven even. And then, all of a sudden, by the time I exit the bus stop, he's on my ass. And I'm like, holy hell, was I that slow? Apparently.
I mean, a lot of people are afraid to continue braking as they're going through it. I pretty much stayed on the brake almost halfway through the bus stop. Yeah.
It's hard to turn, though.
See, when I tried to do that, it kicked my ass into the left. Where was your stuff at?
I kept the cylinders right where they were, and I just dropped it to 45%.
Raised mine.
I ran at 2.64.
I ran mine at like 47, and then my steering pinion was the same, like the stock. So whatever that is, like the two and some change. But
232, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's 232, maybe something in that range. But yeah, so I left my steering stock. I had my brake bias at like 47, and I mean. And maybe I was braking too late. I don't know. I think where I struggle with some of the road course stuff is not understanding that you can lift and coast a little bit and not lose that much time before you get on the brake. So I'm like all gas going towards the bus stop and then all brake. Like I didn't give myself any chance to like let the RPMs do anything about it. But I don't know. I mean, I also suck
do that
at road
all
courses
the time anyway. So
and downshifting hard. I was redlining all those downshifts. As much as I could.
That was another issue that I would have going into the bus stop, and it took me a while to get it down because a lot of times, like I'll start to brake, and then like I'll be boom, boom, and it'll be like this like delay before I do the downshift. And what I needed to be doing was as soon as I'm on the brake, start downshifting.
Yeah, because you definitely can,
and that's. That was another issue I had, I think, just in the bus stop area last night. Because once I got that figured out, then I started doing a little bit better. But yeah, still a struggling night for a road course guy. But let's talk about those last couple of laps. You were battling Darling for a minute, and then Aaron came out of nowhere.
Yes,
and he really did come out of nowhere.
He ran a couple of really fast laps in a row, which instantly got him behind me. I mean, I short pitted. Just one lap because I wanted to get out in front of Chris without having to try to pass him. But it also put me in lap traffic. So that kind of hurt. So he still came out right behind me and he got by me. I made one mistake and he was gone. And then I was trying to chase him down. And like I said, I had to have roasted that left front. I couldn't get in turn one anymore. I couldn't get up the hill or finish the hill. I hit the wall twice. So yeah, towards the end of the race, I was third best car for sure. Those guys were definitely pulling on me. And then they got behind lap traffic, which I caught right back up to them. I was within on probably a second. Then just going down, I saw a little incident. And then Aaron went straight. Chris spun out this way, and I just went between them.
Like, thank you. Normally it's the other way around, guys. But hey.
Yeah. It's usually me pulling in the pits on the last lap, not Aaron. That was a different sight.
I was going to ask if you'd wrote Dove a thank you card yet or not.
No thank you cards.
Well, it's one of those things. What is your opinion of the incident that you saw?
Hard racing, coming down towards the end, hard blocking, frustration, and I think it was more of the frustration that got the better of what happened.
Mm-hmm. I believe you're right. I mean, in the moment, there was a time when he was behind Dove, and Dove probably could have pulled over and let him go. I also see a side there going into the bus stop. That's not the greatest place in the world to try to pass somebody.
No.
But when they caught him, that's where they were headed. Granted, he could have pulled over and said, go ahead. But he didn't. he went ahead and went through the bus stop, and that's when I first started hearing the frustration. And then next thing you know, Dove wasn't even really in the picture. He was like a half a second ahead, and it was just kind of Chris and Aaron battling it out for the rest of that whole lap before the crash. So I can't put it all on Dove.
No.
It's the one thing, yeah, he could have pulled over right there, but at the same time, it's not a safe place exactly unless you want to pull over and literally just stop and let everybody go. Which granted,
the carousel was probably the place that,
yeah,
if it would have happened, that's where personally I would have.
I probably would have done the same thing. Now
I would have went wide and let them just take the inside and then fall on right behind.
Yeah, now
That's
Darling,
probably what I would have done.
And the Darling got into Dove inside the bus stop, and I don't know. I'm not in either one of those driver's seats. I don't know 100% what I would have done. I think, in all honesty, granted, I think I'm a nicer guy as far as when it comes to lap traffic or whatever. I probably would have pulled over before the bus stop because that's just me.
You can pull to the right on that straight before the bus stop,
and
just
over.
all you have to do is let off the gas.
Absolutely.
You don't even got to stand on the brakes. That's all you got to do.
There is that, and he could have done that.
Now, if he's racing somebody a second ahead of him, completely different story. He's racing.
In that situation, he wasn't. I think.
Correct.
I don't know
like
where
11
Moquin
seconds.
was.
It was about 11 seconds.
Yeah. So, it's hard. It's hard to say what you will do and what you won't do in a situation like I would have done this, but at the same time, I've been in a situation similar, and I did something completely different. So
no, I agree. It's one thing if you're racing a guy for position, and yeah, that position might be 12th and 13th or 11th and 12th or whatever it might have been. But
in all honesty, I really think Dove just wanted to stay on the lead lap. I think he would have fought as hard as he could just to try to stay on the lead lap. I don't think a position had anything to do with it, but that's just my opinion. He didn't say that to me. He didn't say anything to me, actually. He was quiet the entire time. Even after the race, he was quiet. I think he was streaming and he was talking to his chat, probably muted in the Discord. And I said, okay, I'm going to admin chat. And he said, see you later. And that was the extent, and then we seen, I did at the time before I went into admin chat last night, I didn't even know that Darling was mad at Dove. I didn't know. I was like, so what's this about? You know what I mean? And then I'm like, oh,
yeah.
So
the issue is the frustration got put on the radio, and we have a written rule about that in AMP. Honestly, every league I'm in, it's a rule to not
a lot of leagues enforce it like that, and I don't know if anybody really has a written "this is what's going to happen."
Right.
But
I'm not going to go click on the rule book and read it word for word. But
no, there's no reason for that. Because there is no, this is what happens if you do that. It's just but every league has that rule, and you hear the same guy. Every league also has their guys that break that rule, and nobody really, hardly ever do I hear anybody do anything about it. The only time I've heard anybody do anything about it is in the Signature Esports League. Back before it was Signature Esports, when I just went completely brain dead. When we suspended Dove for a race and muted him for 2 races after that because he went off on Penguin. Went off on Penguin, and so that's how we handled it.
Right.
So to say agreeing or disagreeing with whatever happened with Darling, I think he got off as easy as he probably could have. I think it could have been worse.
Well, it definitely could have been. Darling and I had a really good conversation earlier, and I informed him of how my discipline went, and so I can speak for myself.
You had a little bit of a different situation.
It was different, but
a little different.
It was a little bit different, but either which way, it was frustration, right? That's the root cause of both scenarios was frustration. Now, mine stemmed into ignorance and some stuff like that, and again, we're not talking about it. It just, I talked to Darling for quite a while this morning, but just back and forth on Discord while I was at work, and he's bummed out about the way he behaved, and I think that's the he's not a bad
heat of the moment.
He's not a bad guy, right? And we're all guilty of heat of the moment at least once.
I did it. I did it in the truck league.
I've done it. I think I did it at. I don't know how bad I did it because I can't remember if I pushed the button or not. But I know Talladega last season with Moquin really upset me quite a bit, and it was a similar situation. I'm leading the race and I get taken out by a lap car. Whether I came up or not is kind of irrelevant. He's a lap car. He should have been there, in my opinion. But I don't know how much I pushed the button. I don't know how much I did. I did watch Steven's stream.
I wanted
in that race, and I heard an FRB.
I wanted him there because I needed help drafting.
I'm sure you did.
It helped. It definitely helped me.
It definitely did. But that's a long time ago, and I got no ill feeling toward him now. I mean, that was then. If I really wanted to, fight him or whatever, he doesn't live that far from me. He lives in this little town right next to Jacksonville. He's about 20 minutes away, man. I can go find him. I'm sure I could find somebody named Moquin in a town of 1,000 people.
Most likely.
So if I really wanted to get him, I'm sure I could. So, but we're good now. So, but yeah, in the heat of the moment, I'm guilty myself of doing some pretty crazy things. So,
and again, I think that it all stems from the heat of the moment, and like I'll even say that I almost feel like there's an element of like keyboard warrior to it in a sense. Like they're not that he was taking it that far, but like we're all on Facebook, right? We all see some of the ignorant shit people say to other people because the chances of you ever coming face to face with that person are next to zero, right? So I don't know, the frustration and the stuff like that. Like I can empathize with that. I guess I don't know if that's the right word. Like I get how frustrated he was. I get where he was coming from. And that's the struggle of it. Is I've had to learn to change my radio button sometimes so that when I do want to hit the radio button, I don't actually hit the radio button. In fact, there was a point earlier on this season where I turned my radio button into my ignition button for my car. So if I was really going to start yelling and hit that button, I was going to turn my car off.
That's kind of funny.
I mean,
I think people should have to do that. If you want to say something, you got to turn your car off.
Got to park it and turn it off.
I would have hit that radio button and turned the car off, which would have spun me into a dimension of pissed off I've never been in my entire life. But, at least I wouldn't have said anything stupid over the radio because I would have started scrambling to start my car again. By the time you get your car going, you don't even know what you were mad about in the first place.
It's hilarious. But anyways, that was that. So moving on.
Outside of that, it was a relatively clean race. I
had 0 incidents.
I saw that. I was doing really well until like lap 40, and then I had an off track, and then next time around I spun out on the second curb on the inside of the bus stop and hit the wall. And I also wasn't
disappointed on the stream that it didn't come up with Hackett's last lap pass on me.
Oh yeah,
I wish it would have been on the stream because it was epic. It was going into the bus stop, and like I'm surprised he didn't kill us both. Because he was like, yeah, I wanted to do it cleaner than that. No, you're good, man.
Yeah, I heard
I'm
y'all
surprised
chatting.
you're still alive.
Well, if you don't try, you're not going to learn.
Yeah,
so it's like you're not going to learn how to make those moves if you don't do it. Like even when you're practicing, just jump off to the side and learn that angle after a long straight, because then you already know how you're going to handle it.
Yeah. Well, I felt him planning that move for like the last 3 laps because he's following me and then he's kind of looking. You could tell when somebody's thinking about something. Like you never know when somebody's going to do something.
Oh, yeah.
It's because of, just how you see them and like, yeah, they're going to try something,
The fake dive,
sure enough.
The fake dive bomb's the best. When you're getting really close and you jerk over really quick, and then you see that guy just kind of sail it into the corner. You're like,
yeah, that works. That's a good move. That's an Aaron specialty right there. He likes doing that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He'll show you the nose for 3 straight laps, but he's not actually going to try to pass you. He's just waiting for you to screw up.
Yep. And it works.
You're looking at him and be like, oh shit, he's going to go.
And it works. He doesn't try because it's too dang hard to pass.
Oh.
Sometimes it is.
Wait for you to make a mistake, and that's the perfect time. But yeah, Hackett sent it on me, boy. That was a dive bomb and a half right there. It was good. It was a good move, and he pulled it off. I'm
certainly
surprised.
Caught you off guard, didn't it?
Well, it didn't catch me off guard because I knew he was coming, but I knew he was going to do something. But that was one of those, like, if I wouldn't have basically just stopped and let him go, we would have wrecked for sure. And I was like, I'll lose the position and keep my bonus point for a clean race.
Right.
Rather
so
than tear my car up and maybe lose another spot.
So I'm looking at the middle four, and like Aaron's up 50 on the cut line, so somebody would
making it.
Somebody would have to win the stage, win the race, like zero, all the points, and even then, like unless he finishes completely like dead last, and even then,
internet goes out before the green flag.
Like, yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's happened to him before.
If he like literally like doesn't log in, and then somebody wins the stage and the race with a 0x and all the extra points.
Well, if somebody wins the race, they're locked in anyway.
Right.
So somebody would have to finish second.
Well,
and get all the other points.
Right. Yeah.
With another person, like so.
Well, like if Darling won and Davis finishes second, Aaron is not in the championship for.
Yeah, that would be weird. So he's likely to be in there.
But then I'm looking like Davis, K-Spear, RB. Davis is +2, K-Spear's out 2, RB's out 2. Pop's only out 9.
Tight battle. Chris, if you're listening, you're not out of it yet. If you come back, you could win Phoenix. You're far from out.
He could definitely win Phoenix.
As much as the selfish side of me is going, just stay home, dude. Don't worry about it. Let me try to battle these guys, but, the other side of me is like, I really, he's had a great season and I'd really hate to see, and, without, at least trying, I feel like Phoenix is a track that he could potentially win at. So, that side of me, kind of hopes he decides to come back and, try to finish it out. The other side of me is the other side of me is like, I feel really good about Charlotte. So if I could somehow get those 2 points, that I need. Remember when I said 1 point means everything? This is when it comes down. We're only 2 points back. So
I was going to say you were 6 out on Sunday morning, and by Sunday evening you're only 2 out. So I don't know. Speaking of hard to pass, Phoenix,
you really got to set it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like
there's a lot of room to set it up, though.
There's a lot of room to set it up. You got to kind of, you got to know how to enter the turn and exit to be able to really kind of.
And I feel like it's similar to, obviously the track's nowhere near similar, but as far as different entries and ways to find a clean air line, it seems to me like it would be sort of similar to like what we raced last week at Miami or Homestead. Like there's 4 different ways to enter the corner. And if you can get the clean air on your nose and stand on the gas coming off the corner, you're going to go faster, right?
Well, clean air is king.
Yeah.
That no matter where we go, clean air is where you want to be. You want to be out front.
That's how this car is.
So
I ran some practice laps and it feels tight. Do you think so, Steven?
Well, I made it loose. So
yeah, of course you did. Weird. I'm in a group chat with Steven and Chris like, hey, how do I go fast here? I sent him some laps, and Steven's like, all right, so you ran a 26.85. I ran a 26.4. Like, you son of a bitch. How?
That changed quite a bit.
I'm sure. There's probably plenty of speed built into it. The other thing that I think I've figured out, Steven, is sometimes you give me some of the stuff that you can change, you give me a setup to change stuff to. And I'm wondering if there isn't just a problem with it not quite working for me because I don't have the shifter and I don't do some of the other settings that you have set up. I think I'm at minimum 2/10 behind you regardless, just because of some of the different ways that you drive and the way you have your stuff set up in the game versus me.
Well, driving style is always going to come down to
right.
It's going to play a factor, no matter what.
It's pretty much how you use your brakes and your steering wheel.
Right.
I wouldn't.
I don't know if the shifter has anything to do with it. But
other than. Do you run auto clutch or do you run anti-stall?
I honestly have no idea.
Well, if you don't run anti-stall, you should, and learn how to blip your gas pedal to downshift and upshift because it's faster. I can tell when I'm next to somebody that has auto clutch, not just by sound, but the quickness in the shift.
Right. Yeah.
So that's also possibly a tenth a lap just right there.
Yeah.
Just on that, using those.
It could be, for the tracks that we shift on.
Or maybe you're just God's favorite and I suck. I don't know.
See, this is like very much a Colby thing to say. And he talks mostly about Aaron, and he'd be like, "So Aaron, what's it like to be God's favorite?" And he said that all through, even at the end of last season, he said, "What's it like to be God's favorite?" And I said, "Colby, that's not true. If he was God's favorite, he would have won the championship." And then that just like broke Aaron's heart. I accidentally hurt Aaron.
You literally watched his face sink, and you're like,
God's favorite would have won the championship.
Steven's won a championship.
He has won a championship.
And then he let Barr pass him last season.
He short pitted, and I stayed out too long, and Clean Air was absolute king in that race. I mean, I was blocking the crap out of Aaron the entire first part of that race. I was like, I ain't letting no one by me. It's like if I get in front, I am staying in front of him the entire time, and I blocked the entire race. And then as soon as Barr got out in front of me, Aaron's probably like, that's how you do it. So that he reversed rules. Could not get by him.
He took a gamble.
He undercut me. It was perfect. If I would have pit probably one more lap earlier, I think we would have came out like almost on top of each other. So I see him just ramp. I'm like, no. Because I knew it was so hard to pass.
Charlotte's going to be similar, though, yeah?
Yeah, but I think Charlotte's a little different.
Charlotte's a little different, yeah. I mean, at some point, it is hard to pass, but the way the tires wear there, I think.
And that's like
people are going to hit that wall come out of 4,
Yeah,
and that's how far people
tires
pass there.
I think tires will come into factor at Charlotte.
Is Vegas just straight up faster than Charlotte?
Sometimes.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. They're probably about the speed wise. They're about the same.
Yeah, you're hitting about
at least
same
for
top
a while.
Speed. I'm not sure.
The tires fall off more at Charlotte than they do at Vegas.
Yeah, it's probably just Vegas, surface though.
Vegas is more banked, correct, than Charlotte. I know they're really close, but I remember last time I ran Charlotte, tires were an issue, not as much as be out in front and be able to block with your air.
And and Aaron's proven it multiple times this season where, if you can get out front, your tires don't necessarily handicap you as much as you'd probably want them to.
Yeah, especially if you're like 6th, 7th.
Mm-hmm.
You got so much dirty air, it's hard to even find a good spot in the corner, especially at starts of races. So those first few laps, you can't save anything. But the leader, if he gets out and people are side by side next to him, you can save almost immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm really used to the dirty air, so
as a leader, you can almost save without even really trying that hard. What I mean? Because you're just driving. It's the same thing that I said when I was doing some practice for Homestead, and I was all by myself in my own little test session. It wasn't an AI race or anything like that. It was just all by myself. And I remember thinking, like, whoever's leading this race is gonna love life, because this car is driving. So I ran a full fuel run, and I think I had like a half a second fall off.
Right.
And it was like it wasn't nothing like that in the race. You know what I mean? So.
Man, at Watkins Glen, the dirty air up the hill.
Yeah.
I almost put it in the wall first lap behind Aaron. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because I didn't practice with anybody. So I was all by myself the whole time. I didn't realize how bad it would have been.
Watkins Glen is a fast road course, right? Like I've heard it called like the Daytona of road courses. Like it's a very high speed, fast road course. Where the dirty air would start messing with you more or less there than it maybe it did at like Road America or something like that. But no, I don't know. The Phoenix Charlotte combination I think is going to have some interesting. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I'm trying to say here. They're obviously wildly different. I'm a big fan of Charlotte for the championship personally, just because I think it's a racetrack that everybody, from 1st to 20th, if you will, they're comfortable with the racetrack, and we've all ran that racetrack at all different positions, on the grid too. So I think it sets itself up for a very competitive, very, very challenging race in a way. With Charlotte, it seems like you have to have all three. You've got to save your tires. You have to have the right strategy, and you have to just have the raw speed to make it work.
Phoenix will get interesting with the dog leg.
Mm-hmm.
It always does. People coming up because
Yeah,
your spotter will say you're clear, but somebody's way down there.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, you're right up next to you, like almost putting yourself in the wall because you think they're taking you out.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've never been good at Phoenix. Phoenix gives me heartburn.
It gives you heartburn.
Yeah.
The little bit I ran, it seemed like we're definitely going to get a fall off.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think we'll fall off for sure. And like I ran, like the times that I sent you in Discord, they're over a second faster than I've ever ran there, and that's not because I'm any better. It's definitely because the car is legitimately faster.
Yeah, that horsepower.
You guys see the points up?
Yeah, I can see it.
So I know we already talked about this. I just wanted to give anybody who's watching on YouTube or whatever a nice view. This is what our points look like. Josh Barr and Steven Laskowski both locked in with their wins. Aaron is pretty much locked in. The battle is mostly Davis, Case Beard, myself, and Thompson. Chris Darling, he's pretty far back, but he could show up, he could win the thing, and take it from all of us.
It's his style track.
It is his style track. If you're out there, you're not out of it. I know you're watching, man. As much as I don't want you there, I want you there. So, yeah, just saying. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that up just to give a visual. So, how do you feel about Phoenix, Steven? How are you going to approach Phoenix since you're locked in with nothing to lose?
I'm going to try to go out there and win it. I want momentum. I want to win the last two. So,
yeah, you'll wreck Aaron to do it.
I won't wreck people, but I will use a bumper Aaron if I have to come to the last lap. I'm not afraid. I mean, put a little bumper to bar at Martinsville.
I mean, this is the last time we're going to have, at least in the foreseeable future, that we're going to have a win and you're in kind of situation.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm going to like the chase format. Did we set what the points will be?
I think it's following NASCAR, which kind of sucks, but
is it
25? I like my chase format better, but I think the winner is I think first place is like 100 points ahead or 125, or they're going to have a significant advantage.
120 is a lot, but it's a lot of races.
I mean, it's 10 races.
A lot can happen in 10 races.
A lot can happen. So we'll see. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. So I like next year's schedule. I think it looks good. No oddball tracks. We got away from those. I know how much Colby is looking forward to the Bristol Dirt.
Yeah, can't wait for Bristol Dirt. Yep, so excited.
Sorry.
Yep. Might just have to take that job in Erie, Pennsylvania, so I can kick the shit out of you.
Yeah. I'll cut. You should go down there and train the new manager or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
You're in Erie. It can't be. It can't be that hard.
Well, it can't be that. I'd just track down. I'd just find a UPS truck
people,
and follow it.
How many people in Erie are named Laskowski?
Maybe.
Dude, you want to hear something?
No.
Erie's a bigger town, though.
There is another Steven Laskowski in Erie. He is 6 months older than me. No joke. I delivered to his mom the one day, and I was like, "Hey, we have the same last name." I'm like, "My name's Steven," and she was like, "Shut up." She was like, dude, ghost face. She was like, no way. He's only 6 months older than me.
The funny thing is I could use the work angle in multiple ways. I could use it to get there, and then I can just show up on the UPS lot and be like, hey man, we're a Bridgestone dealer, we're this, we're that, and just stand there and wait until about 9 o'clock when loadout happens. Just be like, all right, where is this bastard at?
He wouldn't be that hard to find.
Nah, there might be another Steven Laskowski, but he doesn't look like that.
No. No, he does.
Yeah, can't wait for Bristol Dirt. So excited that it's a points race too. That's about the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, but whatever.
Hey, you never know what
different, man.
It's something different.
Something different. But we do have regular Bristol. You can thank me for that.
Well, regular Bristol ought to be a staple. Like,
I think Bristol should be in every season. Like,
I agree.
I think
Bristol's
Daytona,
right there with
Charlotte,
Daytona,
Bristol,
Talladega, Charlotte. Like, yeah, that's got to be in there.
Martinsville.
Yeah,
even Martinsville. I like
Richmond.
Martinsville. You
know,
get
two of
other
my
guys.
favorites.
I despise Richmond, but there are just some tracks that I just genuinely suck at, and Richmond is one of them. Pocono is another. Phoenix. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule now, and about 2/3 of these tracks I just really suck at. But
you can learn to like.
We'll make you better.
You can learn to like them.
I'm excited we're going back to Auto Club, so whoever's decision that was, go you. Love that. Let's see what else. The old Atlanta as the championship, like,
yeah,
pretty.
I
pumped.
like that.
Like, I'm pumped on that move.
I like that.
Yes,
that's some old school NASCAR right there.
And don't we got Phoenix Legacy also?
Do we have Phoenix Legacy too? Yes, we do. Yep, right there. So
you might like that one because that's not got the open dog legs, so it's all grass.
Somebody will still try to hit it that way.
I hope they do. And I hope it's, I don't know, Chase Beer.
I hope it's Steven.
I hope it's somebody that I'm racing for the championship. Before we wrap this up, tell us about how you feel about Charlotte. How you feel about your chances?
I feel pretty good. Not as good as I should. My mile and a halves haven't been the greatest this year, but I also feel like I'm going to get more practice in. I'm going to do a bunch of AI races, learn that dirty air. So I didn't really learn it last year. I knew it was going to be a factor, but I didn't really focus on it. So I'm going to definitely focus on being able to set up passes better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not as confident as I should at the moment. Just because, like I said, my mile and a halves haven't been my greatest strong point this year.
So knowing that you're locked in, you got to spend more time focusing on that race rather than, say, a Phoenix.
Yeah. I mean, I ran a few because I got a couple guys that want to practice this week. So I wanted to be able to figure it out before I switch it over. But yeah, I'm pretty much going to focus on Charlotte from here on out.
I get it.
That's what I would do.
Well, with that, we'll go ahead and start wrapping this thing up. You'll give us any shout outs?
Yeah.
Give any shout outs even?
I'll give a shout out to the family. Let me always be down here. Without them letting me be down here, I wouldn't have as many victories on my record as I do. So thanks to them. Give thanks to Race Wrap Guy for sponsoring your guys' podcast and you guys for doing this. And it seems like we're just growing. So let's just keep it going. Hopefully I get on here a bunch more.
I'm sure you will.
In the next 2 weeks.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
All right, Colby.
Our days of speaking to Steven Laskowski are certainly not over. That's for sure.
I'm gonna end up tying in the other league too, so I'm sure we'll figure out a way to get you in.
Talk to Steven twice a week sometimes. That'll be exciting. But
right.
No, man, right off Steven's coattails, appreciate my family. They let me put plenty of time into this, and it's a bunch of fun. To hang out with you guys and race and do all that kind of stuff. It is a ton of fun. Big shout out to Race Wrap Guy. I appreciate him taking care of us this season. Shout out to Amp. Also, I do it every time. Shout out to RB. He does all the hard stuff. He cuts it, clips it, makes us look and sound better than we do. Appreciate his time and effort. And with that, RB, I will kick it over to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Colby. Thank you, Steven, for being here. I want to thank everybody out there listening and showing their support. And we are gaining more and more listeners every week, so I'd like to see that continue. Thank you to Jason and Jess and Signature Esports and putting us on out on Signature Radio. If you're listening to us on there, let's help that thing grow. It's doing really well from what I've heard. And if you'd like to, thank you to Race Wrap Guy for the sponsor and Amp. And if you're looking for any paints or anything, if you're watching on YouTube, the link for Race Wrap Guy is in the description below. If you're listening on Signature Radio, you can go to Facebook and just search Race Wrap Guy, and he's right there. Facebook.com/Race Wrap Guy. If you are also watching on YouTube, you want any cool merch, some cool down lap merchandise. We also have Amp merchandise. Links to both of those are in the description. If you are not on YouTube, then you should be, because I don't know the just links off the top of my head like I do Race Rap Guy. But anyways, if you want to check out what we do, we race every Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Signature Esports. He's probably got a link on the website, signatureesports.com. But if not, it is YouTube, youtube.com// at Signature Esports. Link to that is in the description if you are watching on YouTube. And man, am I forgetting anything? I hope not, because that was a lot.
AMP season 5 is coming up.
AMP season 5 is coming up, man. I think we start the clash is October 11th.
October 11th
At North Wilkesboro. Yeah.
That's
We're going to have a really
fun.
cool all-star race too. So
Yeah.
and that's going to be, a little while down the road, but it's going to be awesome.
to be determined.
To be determined. But it's going to be a Hickory.
That's cool.
Nice legendary track.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It will be late
I'm
models.
going to have to buy that one, but it's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, it's a fun track. It's a fun track.
Yeah. Don't forget to check out Bristol Dirt too. It's going to be awesome.
We got great races this year, man.
Yeah. Schedule's really cool. I'm looking forward to it. So we appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Hi, Mom.
Does your iRacing car currently look like it was sponsored by Minecraft paint and poor decisions? Well, good news. Race Wrap Guy can fix that. With real-world NASCAR wrap design experience, Race Wrap Guy creates clean, aggressive, professional custom wraps that actually look like they belong on a Sunday broadcast instead of the back row of a rookie lobby. And because we like y'all, listeners of the Cool Down Lap podcast get $10 off any iRacing wrap. Just mention the podcast when you order. And if you've got a real race car that needs to look fast even when it's sitting still, you'll get $100 off any real race car wrap too. Same deal. Just mention the Cool Down Lap podcast. So stop showing up to the grid looking like a rolling yard sale and let Race Wrap Guy make your car look like it actually belongs there.